Okay, everybody. I am live. I know, I've been alive a few seconds. It's just, I'm doing this by myself. I'm trying to figure out the controls, and sometimes I don't know what I clicked. So, okay. What if I told you that the Ontario Disability Support Program, ODSP, could actually help you launch your own business? Today, I'm sharing the exact mindset shift and ODSP Employment Support service provider I used to make it happen. Now, it says service providers in plural, but I only went to one service provider that was able to help me relaunch my business that I've had since 2003. And we're going to go through that. So, welcome to my channel, Minnie on Cam. Hi, I'm Minnie. If you're here, you're probably looking for financial independence, business strategies, and real talk about navigating disability benefits while building your dream life. I've been there. I know what it's like to hustle online, navigate ODSP, and turn professional skills into sustainable income, whether you're an entrepreneur with a disability, a webcam model looking for an exit strategy, or just someone who wants to break free from financial limitations that government supports. You're in the right place. Here you'll find actionable strategies to grow an online business that works for you, real world advice on balancing entrepreneurship with disability benefits, financial empowerment tips to help you move from surviving to thriving. I was going to say striving to thriving, but that didn't sound right in my head. I built my life around these principles, and now I'm here to help you do the same. So if you're ready to take control of your future, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we're about to rewrite the rules and design a life on your terms. So let's get started, but first we need to read the disclaimer. Find out where I put it. Okay. Bigger. All right. So this information is for general knowledge and guidance only. It does not constitute as financial, legal, or professional advice. Always consult the appropriate professionals for personalized guidance. If you're on ODSP and have specific questions, it is best to speak with your local ODSP office, caseworker, or your backup worker for accurate information regarding a situation. Now, I know some people in ODSP offices, you never get a hold of your worker, but you have a backup worker. And for me, when I never get a hold of my regular assigned worker, my backup worker is assigned to me as well. You have a backup worker that's assigned to you and a regular worker that's assigned to you. And if they both don't respond to you, go into your ODSP office. You signed up to be on ODSP. When you signed the documents, you agreed you would stay in communication with your ODSP office. Just part of the whole disclaimer thing. The decision to exit ODSP or any similar disability social assistance program is deeply personal and should be made with careful consideration of your individual circumstances and long-term goals. There is no one-size-fits-all approach. What works best will depend on your unique needs, financial situation, and aspirations. This presentation serves as a comprehensive guide for a YouTube live stream on ODSP Employment Supports and Entrepreneurship, airing on January 31st, 2025. It is designed to provide valuable insights, strategies, and resources for those exploring self-employment while receiving disability benefits, specifically Ontario Disability Support Program. I am very happy that some people around the world are messaging me and they want to invest while on disability benefits, but you need to find out what the legislation rules are for your country, because I am just a regular person on disability benefits trying to make it out to the other side of wealth and abundance and prosperity, and I'm documenting the process along the way. All right, let's make sure this thing is in the right order. Okay, so this is a live Q&A with talking about ODSP's employment supports and my personal journey, relaunching my business, navigating reporting with ODSP and everything that comes with it. Wait, hold on. I had other notes. All right, so we're going to go into ODSP Employment Supports, what you need to know. And this is prompted by a viewer question. Oh, good. This is here. Oh, good. So from the last live stream I did, I think I was talking about personal budget for January. And every time I do my personal budgets for my household budget, I talk about the disability policy. For me, being on Ontario Disability Support Program, I can't just make a decision like any other general financial advice or gurus out there. I always have to keep in mind the policy directive of Ontario Disability Support Program. And I didn't check if I was live. Hold on. I know I'm live, but I don't know that I'm live. And I don't channel. That's not good. Oh, wait. Okay, good. Okay. See it. Hear it. Okay. I hear me. Okay, we're good. I need to double check because if I click the button to hear it in my headphones, it'll echo and I don't want it to echo. So yeah, me being on disability benefits and ODSP and being self-employed, every decision I make is within the policy directive and all the rules inside the policy directive. And it is the first milestone marker I have to go through before I reach, escape poverty, middle class income, wealth building income, millionaire status. It's a longer journey, and it's something that 1 million people on social assistance in Ontario, Canada need to be aware of. And they need to change the mindset of what can they do and what can they do within the rules. And this is what I'm trying to educate and promote and empower people to read the policy, make a plan, stick to the plan. Because for me, I've been on the journey for 6 to 7 years. And 6 to 7 years I've been documenting on the YouTube channel, and I've been making really great progress personally for myself to the point where I need more people to know this information because we need to change the narrative. People keep going on, the system is broken. The system is designed that way. And there's enough PhD academic reports from universities in Canada and the US that shows me it's designed that way because of the way that an academic policymaker would go in and review the current status of welfare or social assistance programs. They will make their recommendations in their reports, and then the government policymakers would do the complete opposite of the suggestions in those reports since 1985. Now, I don't have that documentation right now. Um, I will link it in the comments when I find the title of that research paper. So if you are slightly nerdy, want to know the history of legislative poverty in Canada and the United States, because I've learned that Canada's policies copy a similar version of the United States, and they both make it super challenging and difficult with a few variations, because, you know, they don't want to be full copycats, but they're pretty close. So, like I said, last video is from a viewer on my channel, Keisha Moody. Last video was I shared some amazing information. Congratulations on sticking to a budget. I'm curious, could you elaborate on your experience with employment supports in the process of launching a business through ODSP? What were the pros and cons? Do you have any tips for others looking to become self-employed while on disability benefits? Also, what has been the biggest mindset shift or personal development work that's helped you overcome the financial and psychological challenges of living with a disability? How can others adopt a similar mindset? Thanks for sharing your journey. And it's really inspiring. So here's the thing. To be eligible for disability benefits, a medical doctor has to fill out the form, and they go over your entire medical history on that paper. Then an adjudicator office for the disability benefits, wherever it is, private insurance, government insurance, looks it over and says, "Oh yeah, you're approved. You're disabled." Because my disability is mental, psychological, physical, autoimmune disease, sleep disorder, agoraphobia, PTSD, it's neurodivergence, it's multiple. I don't actually overcome my disability. It's managed. It's managed with doctor appointments. It's managed with follow-ups. It's managed with supplements. It's managed with healthy diet and exercise. It's managed with going into a therapy program, a rehab program. It's constantly a thing in my daily routine that I have to manage. It doesn't go away. It doesn't get conquered and I can, win a trophy or something. It's always there. The thing what I've accepted with my disability is if I'm going to live well as much as humanly possible, I need more money. The government has determined that people with disabilities live below the poverty line. It's in every disability thing I can find. Private insurance, long-term, short-term disability, government assistance. And because people are DMing me on Instagram and they're in their country's disability program, and I looked up New Zealand's program, Australia's program, the UK's program, all of them are jacked up. All of them are keeping people below the poverty line. And then I even found an academic journal that studies disability programs for around the world. They're all bad. They're all horrible. They all keep you scared. They all keep you thinking in lack. They all keep you thinking that you're supposed to hate rich people. They are brainwashing systems. And I'm trying to do an intervention on the brainwashing that's in the system to show you, hey, if you work really hard, you can reach the other side. And it's going to require work, even with a disability. And here's the thing. I've learned also, whatever your health condition is, or your disability or ailment or restrictions or limitations that you have, there is somebody in the world that has that disability and is doing very well financially. And they're not on government assistance, or they were on government assistance and they made a plan to be off of government assistance. Even to the point where Tony Robbins, big man in the personal development, self-help book, breakthrough transformations, life strategies. One of his testimonial videos is Jeffrey Martin, who is a wheelchair user because he was shot and then he ended up being a wheelchair user. He decided to launch a lawn care business that makes over 6 figures every year, which means he's definitely not getting no government assistance. He may be getting medical assistance depending on his prescription costs, because those are super expensive. And every time I see that video on Tony Robbins' website in the testimonial section, it makes me emotional, because he's a black male with a disability, decided to launch a business, make sure the business is super successful. It's not like he's launching a business to make a couple $100s a month. He's launching a business that makes like generational wealth. And I say that because he has employees, he has staff. Like his business grows. It's an evergreen business because it's a care service that people will need. Because, you know, if you really want to take care of your lawn, okay, great. But there's people out there who don't, and they'll pay. And clearly, with his revenue being the way it is in the high six-figure number, he found a way to make it happen. So, all right, overview. What I have here, the hardest thing about doing this by myself, I have slides, I have notes, I have a rant, and there's people in chat, and I would like to have the conversation going with people in chat. So it keeps this thing interesting and lively, all those things. And so that's my intro, my overview. All right, employment supports. Preamble. All right, let's read this, the preamble. Wait, what did it do? Hold on. Oh yeah, well, I'll get back to that one. First, and then we'll read the So this photo here is my Ontario Disability Support Program orientation welcome package folder. I still have it. One of the key things that are in this folder is the information package for employment supports. So this gives me the indicator as soon as I got approved for ODSP and I went in to meet my caseworker and do onboarding to verify my income, my assets for being on disability. Because it's the thing. So you know you're approved based on your doctor filling out the medical application. There's like a determination package that the doctor would fill out, and then there's a S person. Oh, hey, Fitness IQ Cam. Hold on. Why is that so small? I really need bigger monitors. This is so... Okay, this is better. I'm like, I couldn't see you. Well, I was also a little bit late, so we're on time. We are on time. And I really need to invest in a better studio setup so I can stream more effectively. I'm probably gonna need 3 monitors in my setup. Like it's the whole thing. So yeah, I'm there going into the beginning. In the beginning, there was a disability welcome orientation package. I got approved for Ontario Disability Program in April 2011. April 2011, I was age of math. '26. I was still diagnosed with bipolar disorder, PTSD, agoraphobia, all of the psychological disorders I had then. I wrote them all down in a different spreadsheet, so I was in the middle of psychological disorders when I got approved for disability. And then the approval of ODSP, the money that I received, because there's a Ontario Works, most people start on Ontario Works welfare. Then you send in their application for ODSP. Then your application start date is collecting the difference of how much ODSP is versus how much Ontario Works is, because back then it was like $500 and something for Ontario Works, and then ODSP was like $1,069. So the difference was collecting as it was collecting. Luckily, that lump sum payment paid my back rent, kept me in my apartment, kept me from going homeless, unhoused. And then as soon as the dust was settled and I knew I had a caseworker, so there was, you're approved, but because I was an emergency crisis, I went into the office. Then that caseworker, she rushed my file to get my payment. Then that payment paid my rent back. I sent my letter to court. And then the judge said I could stay in my apartment because I paid my rent. There's a one-time get out of free trouble when you're able to pay your rent to keep your apartment before the sheriff comes, and I got into that window. And then ODSP kicked in, and I know quickly I want to go back to work. So pretty like, because there was no way you can tell me to live on $1,000 for the whole month and just, enjoy. There's no enjoyment out of it. It's just stress, constant fear, constant worry of, I only have $1,000. I need to do this and I need to do that. And I would like to go here. Oh yeah, I like to wash my clothes because washing clothes in my building costs almost $4 a wash and $3 a dry. Yeah, so it's $7 every load of laundry just for me. Oh yeah, I still have to buy the Tide Pods, bounce sheets, static sheets. And the thing is, I thought I can get away with not having static sheets. No, I need them because it's just the way the machine works. You can't not use the static guard sheets in the machine. And because the laundry room is public to everybody in the building, I'm not guaranteed to have the clothes clean as I would like to because I don't have one in my unit. It's a whole thing. So going in the office for ODSP. Here's the thing about ODSP and wanting to be self-employed. They did not accept it the first time I told them. Meaning they told me there wasn't any programs available to be self-employed. And I'm like, how could that be? Running business is a thing. Like they're really trying to tell me that it's impossible to run a business while being on disability. Yeah, the level of identity programming, brainwashing I would get from social worker, a charity, psychotherapist who works in the realm of people on Ontario Disability Support Program, they operate in the twilight zone. Because the way they were telling me, oh, there's nothing there for you if you're self-employed running a business. It took 5 years to find a program. And I still have that application from that program. Go dig it up and find it. You're getting a full history lesson here is what's happening. Laptop scares me because sometimes if I touch a button, it flickers the computer and it's a whole thing. I didn't even get to read the preamble. We just jump over the preamble. Actually, no, let's read the preamble and then I'll find you the application. Oh, wait, where did I put it? Is this, no, that's not it. Well, that's the website for the company, but they don't even have their program anymore. Is this it? No. What did I do with it? Is this it? Oh, I think I found it. Okay, I found it. I was like, where is it? Okay, we'll read the preamble first, and then we'll get into the document. All right, so preamble. I mean, listen, watch the replay, like, share, subscribe, buy me a coffee, do all the things to support the channel. So here's the thing. If people support the channel with buying me a coffee, and there's enough supporters supporting the channel with buying me a coffee, I can upgrade this setup to make it function better. Just saying. I got distracted. Preamble. Okay. And then application for the service provider and employment supports. And I wanted to show you the list, the directory list that the government has for employment supports. Because it doesn't change that much because every employment support for provider that works with Ontario Disability Support Program, they get a lot of government money to be there. They pretty much get, for every client they receive, that in their mind success is either they're in a job for minimum wage or they've launched their business. And launching their business also too, as long as they make revenue, but then the benchmark for ODSP's revenue target is only $100 a month. Like they want you making $100 a month, $1,200 a year to show in the disability system that you're running a business. And then if you went to go get a job, it's minimum wage. And then there's a rule in the policy that says if your business is not consistently making money, they'll pressure you to go back into employment supports to go into employment. So it hasn't happened for me yet. I know it's there in the policy. It could be the way that I'm submitting my income report no matter what, because I have expenses, I have business, I have credit card debt. There's a whole bunch of things that are going on. So I call being on Ontario Disability Support Program the maze and the minotaur, because there's always a beast in the maze with you, and the beast is ODSP. And you have to figure out how to just watch Greek mythology, the way that the minotaur is defeated, and then they have to go on the next quest. This quest is just taking a little bit longer for me in that sense. All right, preamble. Okay, good, we found it. So, full screen. This is the preamble for Ontario Disability Support Program Policy Directive for Employment Supports. This is the one for employment support component of the Ontario Disability Program was implemented in January 1999 to provide goods and or services to remove disability-related barriers to competitive employment and help people with disabilities to prepare for, obtain, and maintain competitive employment. ODSP Employment Support services a diverse group of people with a wide range of disabilities. The program provides employment supports to individuals who meet basic eligibility criteria and who demonstrate commitment and motivation to increase their economic independence by becoming employed or increasing their current level of employment. Employment Supports Policy Directive provide interpretation and application of the legislative and policy requirements of the program. The policy directives will guide ministry staff in the delivery of ODSP employment supports. The policy directives are also intended to provide detailed information about the program to service providers, applicants, clients, and general public. New policy directives are issued whenever regulation or policy changes. No, well, they're not. Every time I read this thing, I'm like, you don't do that. When did you do that? They may want to think they're doing that, but they don't do that. I'm not even done reading it. I'm already charged. The purpose of the policy directive is to enable a consistent decision making across the province and to ensure accountability for those decisions. The policy directives provide ministry staff with the guidance they need to make decisions about the client eligibility for services and supports. ODSP employment supports legislation and policies allow for discretion in some areas. In keeping with the spirit of legislation, ministry staff should use this discretion to maximize the benefit the clients receive from the supports to which they are entitled in accordance with its purpose of providing employment supports to people with disabilities. The ODSP Act regulation and policies should be interpreted flexibly and broadly. ODSP employment supports will be provided based on the client's individual needs and circumstances, consistent with the intent of Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act. Barriers to accessing ODSP employment supports must be removed or minimizing so that clients are able to benefit from the supports available. Clients should be provided with accommodations required to address disability-related needs, such accommodations may include using alternative communication formats, allowing flexible timelines, personal supports such as sign language interpreters. Staff will provide clients with clear and up-to-date information about ODSP employment supports, as well as other employment and community services that may be available to help people with disabilities to live and work and participate in the community. Like I said, there's some parts in here where I'm like, you didn't do that. When did you do that? But it also says it's for the person's individual circumstances. And then, so with employment supports, okay, this is the main website. Actually, it doesn't even matter. There's a lot of links on the government website that I either find from searching or, Google or AI, or I click around the website till I land somewhere. So It's on the Government of Ontario website. It's already on Ontario Disability Support Program. You may find every documentation of Ontario Disability Program online because the Income Center Advocacy, ISAC, they're called, ICAC. They do all the historical research of ODSP. And you can also find it in the Newsroom of Ontario, the government website. So it's all there. It's just not everything that's there applies to you right now, depending on what your aspirations are. For me, it's I would like to go back to making $5,000 a month in my business. That has always been the goal. But the whole, I don't forget I have a disability. Like, I don't forget that I have lymphedema, hypertension, my feet are swollen, muscle pain, muscle stiffness, muscle spasms, brain lesions in my brain and spine, sleep breathing disorder where I stop breathing in my sleep 32 times in the night for 10 seconds. Or that, did I take my medication? I think I took my medication. Let me check. I have a reminder on my calendar to take my medication. Then my phone reminds me to take my medication. Then reminders reminds me to take my medication. I have to remember that all the time. So as earlier I said, the earlier disclaimer is that it's a personal situation of the individual with the disability to decide when and if they leave disability benefits. Yes, there's supports. I'm showing you where all the supports are. And the reason I'm showing you all the supports are, I get people in disability groups that are like, there's no support. I don't know what to do. I'm reading it for you right now. Yeah, but here's a joke with the reminders. You need another reminder to remind them. So, like, if you're reminding another person to take their medication, you need another reminder. Because you're like taking them. I mean, it was the thing I learned my mom being a nurse, doing travel nursing in people's homes. And she told us a story that her patient spoke French, and me and my sister could still speak fluent French at the time. So we were translating to figure out if she took the medication. And my mom repeated back what we said to her. And it was, I think I took it. I want to think I took it because I don't want to forget that I took it, but I believe I took it. And if you don't fill up the pill organizer schedule on time, it ruins the whole day. If you miss a day, like yesterday, I think yesterday or the day before I missed it, but I remembered it at around 8 p.m. 8 p.m. for me is still a good window to still take it because I go to sleep and I take it again at 8 a.m. But if I waited too long, I would have to wait in the morning to take it because I'm taking it too close to the next scheduled time I have to take it. And then I have to take 3 different medications. And I take all 3 of them at the same time because it was okay to take it based on the pharmacist telling me it's okay to take them all at the same time. So some people are on different medications. Some of them are morning medications, evening medications, afternoon medications, some with food, some without food. And then all the side effects that come with them of the list, you know, the fine print in the commercials that they have of the side effects. You get those side effects as long as you're taking the prescription, whatever they are. They happen. Like one of my medication side effects that I have of hair loss, I still have the hair loss. The hair is not growing back. And we were supposed to talk about employment supports. So here is the main website for employment supports and ODSP. I already read the preamble, so you know their intentions. It's supposed to be consistent and supposed to be adjustable for the individual's needs and circumstances and disability-related accommodations. The types of supports available. If you have a disability, there are many services available from employment supports to help find and start your own business. You don't have to be receiving income supports to qualify for ODSP. So what I think this part here means, you don't have to be receiving income support from ODSP to qualify, is they're making ODSP's employment supports for anybody with a disability. So I think they made that disability accessibility, where if you have a person with a disability, but they're not on social assistance and they would like to have a job, they can go through ODSP's disability employment supports. So it's widely available to everybody. But the thing about it, what I learned, you really have to know what you want out of a vocation. Like whether it's go back to school, employment, running a business. You can't because if you just go into ODSP and you're like, oh, help me find a job, they will help you find the quickest job available that would hire you. Which because the Auditor General report for 2019, 2019, that report, their goal, their target is get you into a minimum wage job. Minimum wage is $17, $20 an hour right now. Their success rate, if you get hired for a minimum wage job and you start working in that job, success. You may not like that job, but it's up to you to decide what job will you have. Because I don't go into any old job anymore. I have a business, I have a career, I have a profession for 22 years. I make sure that it's whatever skill, training, and program I take and moves me forward into that job. And I learned that I thought I would go back to an employment agency that's the women-only employment agency in my city. And I thought I would go back to one of their career exploration programs where they do like values and personality tests and goal setting. And it's a whole workbook and things that I have to return the workbook because I didn't use it because I lost interest in it. And the reason I lost interest in it, I had to remind myself, hey, you have a business. You already know if I want to grow my business, I hire a private coach. And in the past, when I hire a private coach in the intention of everything listed here, helping prepare for work, finding a job that's right for you, keeping a job coaching, it's not because me running a business and hiring a coach who is in my industry at a higher level than me, I send that contract of me hiring that coach to my disability office. So they know I'm pursuing competitive employment. Yeah, I do, because the booklet I have could be used for somebody else who needs it. They gave me the booklet because I'm a recipient of ODSP. So this is the also challenging thing I'm learning about being on ODSP. I'm too poor for higher income programs, but I'm too rich for certain low income programs. I'm in the middle. And eventually I have to cross over where I'm too rich for anything. Right now, I'm in this working poor category and I'm still eligible for ODSP because it's not like I'll wake up tomorrow, I'm off of ODSP. There's a process. There's a long process of exiting ODSP that able-bodied people who are not on ODSP or any disability program never consider when they're talking about it. It's great. You have your opinion about disability benefits and the programs and things you're supposed to do, but you don't actually know what obstacles I face unless you face them. I can tell them to you as I document them and go through the emotions and all, but I go through it. I may get mad, I may cuss out my caseworker, I may do whatever, but I still have to get up tomorrow morning and go back with a calm demeanor and go back to my caseworker and have a conversation. I had a social worker who's like, oh, I can call your caseworker on your behalf. It didn't do anything. It didn't move anything forward. So I have to go through the system. Here's part of going through the system, being eligible for employment supports, be at least 16 years old, an Ontario resident, legally able to work in Canada, have a substantial physical or mental disability that is expected to last 1 year or more and makes it hard for you to find or keep a job. Yes, I fit that criteria. My hypertension, lymphedema, right now, we're going through an election and I thought I would volunteer to go door to door and canvassing and phone calls. But because of my feet being swollen, there's no way I can go door to door. There's no, where I literally had to tell them, stop contacting me. I physically cannot do it. I will vote for whoever I choose to vote for. I'm not going door to door to canvass for that political party. Because there's door to door, they do it for 2 to 4 hours of door to door canvassing for political parties right now because of the election coming up. Yes, it looks really good on your resume. Yes, it looks good at you building social skills. Yes, it looks, if you believe in that political party and you like to move forward in politics, it's a good place to start. But if you have a disability that has physical limitations that are episodic and chronic in nature, yeah, I'm better off to work from home in my business. That's what I'm better off to do. I'm better off to work from home in my business to have enough money to pay for physio. That's what physio, chiropractor, acupuncture. That's what I need to do. Not canvassing door to door and make my foot more swollen and I'm more tired. And no, for free as a volunteer, NASA. I'm not doing that. Okay, so application for employment supports. I have that. Oh, wait, hold on. Do I have that one? No. Some of these documents on ODSP website, I have found copies of them. So I was going to share them so you know what they look like, just so that you know how the system operates. And I'm going to need to stop sharing my screen. I think I put it in the folder. No, it's in the document. Hold on. I know where I put it. No. Which one? Is it this one? Oh, I have two windows. That's why. Oh, I was like, where is it? We did employment supports. A Canva slide. The Google slide. No, how am I Google? Give me a minute. Hey, Michael. Thank you for joining us. So I am going through the application process of ODSP's employment supports. And okay, good. Here it is. Okay. Oh yeah, and I'll show you that one after. I don't need this. We read the preamble. Need that. Wait, then where's my notes for this? Did I close that? Oh no. I closed the wrong thing. It's not. Okay. I'm gonna have a mild panic attack. Give me a minute. Okay. You hear me? I'm back. Okay. So I had the document open, and it's a weird thing with the Google Drive. When you want the slides, it opens in the same window, and I needed both of them open. But I found it. I found what I'm looking for. But what I'm looking for was this. So this is the welcome to employment supports. And then that's the application for employment supports. So the PDF documents of these things, they are on the internet, or you have to go into your disability office and get them, assuming you need to do that. If you already have a job, if you already run a business, especially if you run a business, send in your profit and loss statements of your income and expenses to your caseworker. You don't need to go through employment supports. And the reason I'm saying that is employment supports for self-employment, their whole criteria is you creating a business plan. But if you've already figured out how to, I would landlord and ODSP, I would go through that in treatment of income. So let me finish this train of thought first. Employment supports for self-employment, every program I found They only teach you how to create a business plan. They do not teach you how to grow and expand your business. That is where you have to pay for a private business coach, a growth strategist, consultant. Like I'm looking to invest in the Tony Robbins Business Mastery program. I'm looking to invest in Myron Golden's private Make More Offers program. Those things are not in the radar awareness purview of Ontario Disability Support Program caseworker. I literally have to join that program, add it to my business expenses, keep copies of receipts, send it to my disability office. If they ask what this is, I will tell them. There's a lot, even the same with the employment agency, the women only employment agency, and I'm telling them I don't want to be in your program anymore because I want to focus on growing my business. And they're like, oh, what's your business? And they're so excited about it. And I told them I run an internet business as a personal brand, creating content, delivering products and services to customers. And they're not aware. And because they're not aware, they give me negative comments that don't help me in the thing that I'm really, really good at for 22 years. 22 years I've been doing this thing. 22 years I've been making money online. 22 years I'm making content. 22 years I've been doing live streams. 22 years I've been delivering coaching and advice to people in my industry, being an advisor, a peer, a mentor. And if I go into an employment agency right now, they treat me like I'm starting from zero. I don't have time for that. I don't. I really don't. All I need to do is send them my profit and loss statement. Fitness IQ Cam is a great bookkeeper. I can hire her as my bookkeeper. We do go over bank account reconciliations, making sure my accounts are in order, making sure my revenue is coming in, and we focus on cash flow. Then we focus on expansion. Then we focus on what coaching program do I need? What products and services do I need to offer my customers? What products and services are selling and are popular for my customers? Do I turn on YouTube memberships? Do I make enough money where I tell ODSP, F off, I don't need you anymore? There's a whole different thing of planning. It does not happen in employment supports. They're very good for people that don't know what they want out of their life. And then here, like it says, the terms and conditions of employment supports. Can I zoom in more? I'm ready to touch anything. I like to zoom in, but it won't let me. Oh, wait. Give me a minute. I have like a lot of documents in this thing. Fit 200%. Do this? No, it doesn't do that. How come it full screen? Okay, that's weird. Okay, it actually doesn't even matter. So it says after receiving ODSP employment supports, you agree to be contacted by ODSP caseworker at various times to find out about your employment status. And they do. So that they freeze your file, put your file on hold, make you freak out and lose your mind, and you have to go into the office and prove you're still employed. That will happen as long as you're actively a benefit unit member of ODSP. If you stop working or unable to work to retain employment, you agree to return equipment bought with ODSP's employment support. What? Luckily, I keep working. I don't have to return it. If you do not use the ODSP Employment Support direct funding for an approved purpose, the Ministry of Community and Social Services has the right to take those funds back. So, I mean, I signed this document in 2011, but this is the time I'm reviewing the document I signed in 2011. If you voluntarily leave ODSP employment supports before getting a job, starting a business, or unable to retain employment, you may be required to meet specific conditions before reapplying to the program. Good thing I've maintained my running my business. Your employment support file may be put on hold or closed under Ontario Disability Support Program Act 1997, Section 36. If, for example, you become ineligible for the program, do not provide the necessary information to determine ongoing eligibility, fail to make satisfactory progress towards obtaining and maintaining competitive employment, receive funding directly for the purchase of goods, services, but do not use the money to buy approved employment supports. You have access to an internal review process if you disagree with a decision related to your eligibility for the program, or if your employment support file is put on hold or closed. If there is a chance you're eligible for ODSP Employment Supports, will inform you in writing. That's just the terms and conditions. I didn't even read the top part of what you need to do. You intend to are able to prepare for and get and keep competitive employment. Yes, that was my intention. Run my business like I should be running my business so I don't have to worry about disability up my butt. You will set employment goals and work with your service provider to develop an employment plan. If there are any changes that may affect your ability to complete your employment plan, for example, change address, medical concerns, you start or stop working, you will let your service provider know. When you get a job, you will let your service provider know on an ongoing basis. Name of your employer, your job title, wages, number of hours you're working, verification of employment, copy of pay stub, any self-employment business income and expenses. You will provide us with all additional documentation required to demonstrate initially ongoing eligibility. If you receive ODSP income support, you will report all employment earnings or employment business income and expenses to your ODSP office. I hate reading back these documents because they remind me how trapped I'm in. Like the vice grip is getting tighter. And which one is this? Oh, the application. I don't even want to read the application. That was just welcome to the program. So welcome to the program is after the application. So, oh, yeah, I should have moved this one down here. And then this is business income and expense reports. And we'll read that after because of Michael's question. I'll go check the question for that one, which was, hey, I plan to buy a rental property with my brother. Will I be able to collect ODSP? I plan to make $1,000 a month. How much will get deducted? Here's the thing. Do not make a goal focusing on the bare minimum of ODSP. If you're going into this business arrangement with your brother, you need a lawyer to make sure the contract is good. Then you need to make sure the contract is an exit in case it goes bad. Then the contract you set up with a lawyer, you have to send a copy of it to ODSP. They need to know that you are buying property. You can buy property on ODSP. Then if the property is not your primary residence, you have to make sure you're reporting that income. Do not make a decision to do anything with ODSP at the bare minimum. And I don't know how to make that any more clear. You can do what you want, but I'm letting you know if you focus on the bare minimum of staying below the limits of all of these rules I read about ODSP, you're sabotaging your future. Hey, Diane, how you doing? All right, more. I'm going to get I have very strong opinions of how to operate with ODSP. I do not do basic. I do not do bare minimum. I'm a financial independence, abundance, wealth, prosperity, productivity. Pull up your bootstraps. Yes, we need to know the regulations. Yes, we need to know all of these things. But I'm never going to tell you to do the bare minimum. I will show you the math if you make $1,000 and beyond. What does that look like? To make that math more accurate, I need to know the full amount you're getting from ODSP so the spreadsheet does the math correctly. So you can put that in chat. How much do you get from ODSP? Your full amount on your pay stub. I know today is payday, so I know you have a current pay stub. That's fantastic, Diane. That is fantastic. Wait, no, you're Diana. I'm so sorry. I've been calling you Diane. Okay, spreadsheet, income calculator, ODSP. So this is available in the Buy Me a Coffee store. I don't know if this version is available in the Buy Me a Coffee store. This is a 2025 version of it, but it has the income deduction calculator. Assuming you're getting $1,368 a month and you're not getting special diet and you're not getting, yeah, but they can. My appointments now for consultating people on ODSP is $200 now. So they can let me know if that's available in their budget. So 1,368 is the base amount for people on ODSP. If you make $1,000, no, there's no deductions, zero deductions, still get your $1,368. For you to be eligible for the $100 work-related benefit, a couple of things has to happen. One, it's a good idea not to have an overpayment on your file. Two, your business has to make a net profit of $100. It says so in section 5.4, self-employment. Let me go find it and show it to you. The other thing about the spreadsheet, it has all the links to the policy in the spreadsheet. So section 5.4, $100 net profit. $100 work-related benefit. Okay, here we go. Recipients are eligible members of the benefit unit who have a monthly net positive business income are eligible for the work-related benefit of $100 each month. They generate net positive business income. That's the work-related benefit. Where is the other $100? Oh, this is under $1,200. Is it $1,200? Okay, there it is. Where the cost of goods and services when an item where's the? Don't tell me they move things around again. I hate when they do that. For example, we're not talking about business loans. We're talking about net profit. Okay, here. Is it here? Income support determination. The amount of income support provided to a self-employment recipient will be based on estimated probable annual net income of the business. For existing businesses, income is determined based on the previous year's net business income, amount of the monthly support, self-employment recipients on the net annual business income divided by annual income by 12. For a business first year, the net income estimated may be set to 0. Determine a loss. I think they changed it again. Oh, I hate this thing. I like how I do this live and I read the thing live and you see me have a whole real life reaction to the thing. Entertainment, not approved. Reinvestment plans only approved if the business is showing a continuous net positive net income. So this right here, I have to focus on that. There it is. Is it here? Where the cost of goods and services purchased through an approved reinvestment plan exceeds monies which have been set aside, the excess amount can be deducted as an expense on the business income and expense report form. For example, where items cost $1,200, recipients use $1,000 for reinvestment savings, $200 is recorded for the business income resources expense, $1,000. Oh, bugger. I think I have to still fill out this form and I hate filling it out. So the form they're talking about, let me find it and show you. Because I downloaded it and I made screenshots of it, is this. I imagine so, because I live through this every single day and I'm trying to give people real ODSP planning decision scenarios. And I have to go through what they're going through. And then I'm trying to encourage them of don't look at the bare minimum. And this here is the Ministry of Community Services, ODSP's Business Income Reporting Instruction Manual. We have to follow that. And then, oh yeah, CRA has a different one. Canada Revenue Agency has a different one. So because I don't follow the instruction manual from ODSP, I follow the instruction manual for record keeping, bookkeeping for my business from Canada Revenue Agency. I'm not really paying attention to the rules in ODSP that much because I looked at it in the beginning, like when I went through employment supports, with the business center that had a program for people on ODSP. Yeah, in the beginning, I followed what they wanted. I followed exactly what they wanted. I did what they wanted, and okay, great. But I learned that if I follow ODSP, it will push me off a cliff. If I follow the legal Revenue Agency Canada rules for income tax reporting on my business, I have a chance of being wealthy. I'd rather focus on that than ODSP limiting me, or a caseworker judging me, or a caseworker doesn't understand what my business is, and yet still that income is in my bank account. I'm not trying to live at this bare level, basic level, anything. If you're going to run a business, you're going to go into a rental property, you're going to do whatever, do it to the fullest of the intention of what that is as a true business owner, entrepreneur. Because you running around trying to follow ODSP rules will keep you behind. It will keep you stuck. It will keep you scared. I'm not trying to do that. I don't have time to do that. So yeah, every time I read these rules, I'm like, what? When did you put that in there? Like here, how it says, for the purposes of calculating income support payment, business income expenses will be averaged over a 12-month period. Here's a rule. What? Why can't I find? Oh, I know where to find it now. Hold on. The standard deduction. It's under there. I know where it is. I know where it is in section 5.4. I need to look up standard deduction. It's there. That's where it is. I'm pausing for all the swear words in my head right now. If you only heard the words I just said, I would have put a whole lot of dollars in the swear jar. Okay, I found it. What I've been looking for was this, the standard expense deduction. ODSP recipients reporting income from self-employment are allowed a basic deduction of $100 per month to cover miscellaneous expenses related to operating the business. It is not necessary to report the specific expenditures. No receipts are required in order to claim the standard deduction. So basically, it's like they made this basic baby rule instead of getting you to do proper general business accounting practices. Because CRA doesn't have that standard expense deduction. You claim your expenses or you don't claim your expenses. That is it. That is how Revenue Canada operates. Because the way that when I filed my taxes and my tax ladies last year was like, your income is too little. Your income is, because we had too many expenses and not enough income. And because we had more expenses than income, I was going into a negative. While if I report my income and expenses to ODSP and I go into a negative, the system only lets you write 0. It doesn't let you write a negative number. While CRA, you write the negative number and they figure out, why do you have a negative number? ODSP is like, oh, okay, so you're 0, we're only going to focus on the revenue. And they're focusing only on the revenue because they're finding a reason to kick you off of their system. CRA, revenue tax planning and income taxes and filling out form T2125, that is for the rest of your life. I'd rather focus on that than ODSP's, again, swear words in my head. I'm trying to stay monetized. I'm trying to keep the swear words to a minimum. Recipients must claim either standard deduction $100 per month, expenses deduction, or actual business expenses, whichever is greater than the amount. If the actual expenses are claimed, specific expenditures must be reported and receipts will be required. Note, ODSP recipients must generate at least $100 per month in self-employment income or over $1,200 per year, as net business income is calculated annually. In order to have a net positive monthly business income and qualify for the work-related benefit, for details regarding eligibility for the work-related benefit, see Directive 9.18 work-related benefit. There's a reason when I'm on Twitter, I tell you what it says and I link to where it says it. If you want to do the basic bare minimum of only claiming a standard business deduction, so like when people do the gig apps like Rover and Skip the Dishes and whatever, you have actual expenses. You're paying for your cell phone to connect to the app. You're paying for the transportation you're doing to either pick up a dog, do the dog walking, pick up the Uber, do whatever, like maybe meals. There's things you're doing that are actually expenses. If you don't claim them properly, you're sabotaging a life skill. You're not actually doing the life skill properly of record keeping, bookkeeping that you need to learn and do for CRA. A Fitness IQ Cam is in here. She's a full-time bookkeeper. She will let you know that you make her job harder if you don't do it properly. Oh, and she'll charge you more money to correct your mistake. That is the thing we're in. So like here, ODSP lists specific expenses that they will claim and recognize as business expenses in your business that are not the same list as Canada Revenue Agency. They're completely different. Purchase use in the business operating expenses, including rental costs, repairs, bookkeeping, legal fees, advertising. So what I did in my charter of accounts, so I log into my bookkeeping software and I try to fit my expenses in these categories for ODSP, but it's different. Oh, I have to find it. I had it. It's different in CRA, and I found a copy of it. Okay, good. It's here. It's different in CRA. Wait, that's not it. Where did they put the T21? Oh. Did I have more than one document? I think I have more than one in my notes. Yeah, I have more than one in my notes, but it's fine. CRA will let you make an appointment with a CRA liaison, and they will help you organize your book record keeping and bookkeeping. Just to make an appointment on their website. Here, this is Government of Canada website, starting a business. They have a full guide of instructions of what you're supposed to do. Do this first. Let ODSP figure it out. Don't let ODSP stress you out. Know what the rules are. Play the game to win. Don't let them stress you out. And annoyingly, that was something my mother told me all the time. And at the time, I didn't understand what that means, but now I do. So, thanks, Mom. Love you. All right, so business template. What is this? Oh, this is different. Oh, I need to find out what this. Oh, this is nice. Huh. Okay. It's not. Good thing it's still business related. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've been in business for 22 years. The only thing that delayed and slowed down my business was becoming disabled and getting approved for disability. But it wasn't a bad thing. I needed it. I needed the Ontario Disability Program to save me from becoming homeless. It was this close of me being homeless. They were right on top of each other of crisis and crisis. My mental state was jacked up. I'm in and out of the psych ward as an outpatient. They would send me home. Then, oh yeah, I go home, I get a notice that I'm supposed to be evicted from my apartment. Then my landlord sent me to court. Then I'm doing mediation to try to extend a payment plan to keep myself in my apartment. Then I'm trying to get mom, dad, and grandma to help me. And they're like, oh, we don't have that kind of money. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't have that kind of money? Your daughter's going to go homeless. It was a nightmare in 2011 of everything I had to go through. Then, okay, I got approved for disability. People are telling me there's a back pay lump sum payment that you get. I needed that money as fast as possible to make sure I don't have a sheriff come kick me out of my apartment. I had to pay $125 to the court to send my landlord back to court so we can keep myself in the apartment. Like, you have to make the application to stay in your apartment. The judge has to say, yes, you can stay in your apartment until you get a court date. Then I'm running around the disability office to find out who's my caseworker. Can you release my money? Can I get my money to pay my rent? Then I had to get all the documents from the landlord that says, I'm being evicted. This is happening. Can you pay it? A lot of other people are not that lucky. They're not that lucky. Then, oh yeah, my family doctor's trying to refer me to a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist had a waiting list. Then I'm in a temporary therapy program for 6 weeks, 6 sessions. He went away. Like, the system we have, it was bad then. It's chaotic now. It's fully chaotic now. Like, for me to explain to you government policies, reporting your business income, picking an employment support provider from ODSP, why it's a good thing, why it's not a good thing. Me, in the beginning, I was never able to have this conversation. You know how blessed I am to have this conversation with you today? To show you, hey, you can do these things if you know what the rules are in the policy. Like, and oh, do it to the highest level you can. We're not trying to make only $1,000 and just, that's enough. I'm just going to do enough. I'm not trying to do enough. I want to be millionaire status, rich. Give me multiple 10, like 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures. 8 figures is 10 million. I think 9 figures is 100 million. I'm climbing that mountain. I'm not saying this little basic hill. Remember the bunny hill for skiing? I'm not doing the bunny hill. We are not doing the bunny hill for skiing. I've graduated. I know how to work my skis. We're going on the ski lift. We're going on the biggest mountain we have that Blue Mountain has created for people for advanced level. That's what we're doing. That is what we're doing. Because, like, okay, let me go back. Michael's question for rental property and treatment of income. I'm assuming Michael is still in chat. If you're not in chat, just watch the replay or, come back or let me know you're still here. Because I didn't even get how much money you're getting from ODSP to let you know why you should not just focus on the bare minimum basic amount. Because it's not going to move you forward. This is not a channel to keep you at the basic level. Minnie, your YouTube intro for entertainment looks great. Sounds great. Shopping for equipment for my YouTube channel. Okay, so this microphone, there's no affiliate link. It's not sponsored. It's just me telling you what microphone I have. It's a Samsung Q2U microphone. It was affordable, but it's not. So like YouTube review videos said this microphone was about $70. It's more than that now. And then the boom arm from Newer cost me roughly $200 and something, but it's a business expense. And then because it's an electronic, I have to keep track of the depreciating value of the electronics on my income taxes. Speak to an accountant. They'll let you know what I just said in English. I have a rough idea what this is for the business. And I only use it for business meetings, live stream videos, this setup. Like, this is not a toy. This is the work environment. So that's the purpose of it. So yeah, if you're going to do, and even that, if you're going to build a YouTube channel, build it with the intention of becoming monetized. Fitness IQ, you use the full words. Don't use acronyms, because there's other people in chat that have no idea what those acronyms mean. Okay, treatment of assets. No, we mean treatment of income. 4.1, treatment of assets. Where is treatment of income? Where are you? Retroactive of employment. It says retroactive, so great. Now I have to look up treatment of income. Wait, my spreadsheet. I have that. Self-employment, 5.1. It's 5.1. Oh, I don't know why I can't find it. So basically, here is the ODSP website. The table of contents. Everything in purple I've clicked. Sometimes when I think something should be up here, it's way at the bottom. Like, it's just basically what we're doing. So like the preamble, No, there's not this. It was like this. This. Okay. I was like, what? Okay. So the ODSP website will let you know every. Oh, it's CCA. I wasn't thinking capital cost allowance. And I said depreciating electronics is what I said. So not even remotely close. But I do know, keep the receipts. Yeah, I mean, it's a really good, like, this is a microphone that will grow with you. I know you don't see the microphone now, I'm sharing my screen, but it's a microphone that will grow with you. And the grow with you is, it's a USB plug-in. And then it has XLR plug-in to go into an audio mixer. So as my channel grows, as my setup grows, I will invest in different parts for this microphone. And then Shure, SHURE, their microphone, they had different microphones that are similar to what I'm looking for in this smaller size setup. So as the channel grows, I'll invest in equipment, a standing desk, better lighting, soundproofing, all those things. But for right now, this is the setup we're operating with, where I would like to get back to the schedule of the program and me explaining ODSP Employment Supports. I mean, talking about the YouTube microphone is a great idea because it's in the section where I talk about it's a good idea for people with disabilities to learn to figure out how to launch an online business. And a YouTube channel is a good idea. But also make a YouTube channel that's not you complaining your life is miserable, you're on government assistance. Make a YouTube channel in a hobby, topic, specialty, skill that you're good at. Like me explaining government documents became a skill because I needed a solution to make my life better on government assistance. And I know other people will like their life to be better on government assistance, but it doesn't come from waiting for the government to help you. It comes from you building skills, being marketable, reading books, attending seminars, going to workshops, hiring a coach to do that. And to do all those things that I mentioned, they don't come from ODSP either. They come from being in the marketplace around other entrepreneurs. And the thing about being on other entrepreneurs, most of the entrepreneurs that I will encounter, they don't even know what it is to live with a disability because most of them don't have one. Or if they have one, they're acting like they don't have one. So it's a different beast out there, and you have to play the part. Yeah, but it's different. Like most of YouTube's a search engine. So most of the search engine happening with ODSP is people are searching on YouTube for a solution. And then how I watch Myron Golden's YouTube channel every day for the month of January right now. Because he's giving me a solution of how to make more money. And his solution of how to make more money is he makes millions of dollars. I can't go into, I can only make $1,000 because disability said so. It doesn't work. They don't align. They're complete opposites. So awesome. Thank you. My husband is as disabled as you know. So you're so helpful. Sorry I asked outside. No, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly I appreciate all the questions. And your question is on topic. It's perfectly fine. It's just I was in the middle of a thought and then ADHD kicked in and we're on a different one. It's perfectly fine. I hate you looking at a screen, you don't see my face. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. See, now I lost where I was. 1 minute I'm talking about Myron Golden, and now I'm talking to Diana about husband with a disability and building a better YouTube channel, which is a good thing. So I recommend watching Myron Golden's YouTube channel because he gives a plan of how he built his channel. And it's a good idea to, if you're going to do it consistently, do it regularly, invest in good. And with YouTube content, I noticed me switching the microphone made my content viewers watch the video longer. Like it was okay to start with the USB headset microphone that I had, but my stats on my YouTube channel, they increased a whole lot faster when I changed the microphone. Not the lighting. So the lighting, no. Microphone, yes. Camera, no. I'm still using my Logitech C920 camera. I'm on a gaming laptop that has some interesting personality quirks, but the audio is all of the things. Yes, Myron Golden, you spelled it correctly. He has a Bible study. He uses business principles from the Bible to grow his business in a way that is always prosperous. Like he's a rich black man with polio, and with examples of people with disability who are entrepreneurs of being successful. He's up there on my list of, oh, okay, I need to level up. That is what he gets me to consider, is leveling up. Okay, the reason I went to treatment of income for disability, it was to show the rental property. Find it. Here. So ODSP views your rental income, 40% of gross income and 60% of gross income, board and lodging. You have to claim it, but they don't let you keep all of it. Like they don't let you keep all of it, and then you have to determine, because like if you're renting your existing house, a room in your house, okay, fine, not a lot of startup costs. But you being the landlord now and you have a tenant, you better make sure you're not a slum landlord who doesn't repair your apartment because you're on disability. That's the reason why I said do not do something if you're gonna do the bare minimum to appease ODSP. Do the maximum you can do because you want to be a good business person, whether it's a rental property, starting a business, going into employment, going back to school. Because the world doesn't see your disability. Only you see your disability. When you're out there functioning in the world for education, employment, self-employment, operating at a higher level, they don't see your disability until you happen to mention it in conversation. And they're like, oh, I didn't know you had a disability. Like for invisible disabilities, chronic episodic episode disabilities, the invisible disabilities, they don't see it. And because my multiple sclerosis could be a physical disability, but it's not yet a physical disability, they don't see it. Because I'm not deaf, I'm not blind or low vision or hard of hearing. Because I'm not missing a limb. Like I don't have a speech impediment. Like, sure, I mumble my words, but me mumbling my words because I have lesions in my brain. And the ADHD, I'm talking fast type of thing, but they don't actually see the disability. It's only people with a disability see the disability. Non-disabled, they don't see it. And acting for the bare minimum just to keep your disability benefits, it changes your entire belief system. It makes you feel less than. Don't do that to yourself. Like, we have one life to live. Okay, yes, we have limitations, we have challenges, we have all the things. Don't sit there and just do the basic amount. Because for them, like, you don't win doing the basic amount, is what I've learned. You just don't. So if you're going to move through employment supports and move through all the things that make your life better, do it to the fullest of your ability. Yes, I know you have a disability. Yes, I know it comes with challenges. Yes, I know it comes with judgment and stigma and mean people and all those things. They actually don't matter if you're operating to your fullest ability. There's also that. So yeah, and I got stuck seeing this part here of income from policy and annuities segregated funds that is not reinvested in the policy, not used for approved disability-related items, services, or applied to purchase of a principal residence, an exempt vehicle, first and last month's rent, necessary to secure accommodations are not claimed under the 10,000 annual exemption limit is chargeable as income. The Directive 5.8 Gifts and Voluntary Payments for more detailed information regarding treatment of gifts. I would really like to make a lot of money. Let me see this so you can see my face. I want to make so much money that I never have to read a disability policy ever again. Like, ever again. Can I get a witness? It's not like Myron Golden. Because think about everything in the policy, every section I read is you staying below the limitations of income and assets. Because the disability is always going to be there. Yes, I do. God said so. Yes, What's the song we used to sing in Sunday school? Jesus Loves Me song? That one? Yeah. Yes, I do. Because the Bible tells me so. I need to find that song. I used to not like singing that song as a kid. Yeah, okay. I had notes. Are we still in? Oh, we're still in. Oh. We share my personal story. We went over pros and cons. So financial independence, flexible work accommodation, keeping ODSP health benefits while growing in income. Those are pros. ODSP, okay, here. So ODSP caseworkers often lack self-employment knowledge. They do. Remember when you saw the standard deduction, then where was the thing for reporting your income? Yeah, the instruction thing. So remember the business income expense report instructions document I was there showing? That thing. CRA doesn't operate with that document. They have a different document. They have, if you go to, let me see if we can find it. Because I swear I had it here. Business industry. Business small business. They had a page here for T2125. Great. All right. Is this it? No. I'll go find TurboTax. Why are they gonna make it so annoying? Okay. I think we're good. Are we good? Okay. So here is CRA form, Statement of Business and Professional Activities, T2125. The reason I do not follow the instructions of ODSP, because I have to do my job twice, and then I have to report it to CRA, Canada Revenue Agency, and I have to focus on filling out this form correctly. I mean, if you have a TurboTax software, it'll punch in the numbers for you, but it's a good idea to see this form. So also a good idea to save money for a bookkeeper or an accountant to help you organize this form so it's easier every year by year. Like how tax season's coming up, I have to put all my receipts together. Then the way TurboTax operates, when I get the full service package, they give me a version of this form where I fill in the boxes, like how much I spend on advertising, how much I spend on meals and entertainment, insurance, interest charges, office expenses, stationery supplies. Yeah, I know QuickBooks does it, but QuickBooks costs money. So we're operating with, yeah, QuickBooks, but QuickBooks is like $6 or $11 a month. If there's a month I don't have the money for it because my credit cards are maxed out or something, I still need to report my income regardless if I have an active QuickBooks or not. So I have to make sure I use Wave Accounting because it doesn't have that limitation. Like, Wave Accounting software lets me punch in my expenses and income whether I have the money to pay for the service or not. Me going over QuickBooks, I have to worry about, do I have $12 US a month? Do I have this fee out every single month? If I don't have it, I'm basically just trying to catch up on bills. So, and I know the demographic of people on ODSP trying to make it from month to month, living off of $1,368 a month. QuickBooks doesn't appeal to everybody because we barely have enough money to cover what we have. We get $582 for shelter, and then the rest of it's supposed to be for basic living expenses. And then, oh yeah, if you're running a business with business expenses, but you had a poor business revenue generating month to month before, you're not exactly paying for all the business expenses that you need to require to run your business so that you can report your income. And the thing is, if you don't report your income to the ODSP office by the 7th of the month, they freeze your file. They freeze your file. Then I got to go do everything pen and paper because I can't access the software because I don't have the money to pay for the software. So I'm showing people, you need to get this done regardless. Here are the paper printed options to get the things done. And if you don't report them, you risk losing your disability payment on the next payment date. The next payment date is February 28th. And then by February 7th, all the income you made in January, you need to report it to ODSP by the 7th of the month. If you don't report it on time, they will send you a friendly reminder they reported your income late. And if you continue to do so, they will suspend your file. Yeah, I wish you saw my face in that because it was very upset. So, it was very upset. And there's no free clinic, charity organization that does the things that I need to do for self-employment that will help me report my income, business income to ODSP on time if I cannot afford the QuickBooks software. And who's actually going to go into, like, if let's say they had computers with the software on it and it's in their location, I'm not going to put my private information on their computer. So we're going to get a free account for Wave Accounting. We're going to learn a Wave Accounting. We're going to use the documents they have in there. We're going to send them to the disability office. So they are not like, oh, you didn't send your stuff on time. We're going to suspend your file. Because suspending my file means I don't pay rent on time. I already went through that nightmare in November and December. They have the power to do that. Because what? Oh yeah, all the documents I showed you that I signed my life away from the government. We only saw some of them. The application for ODSP. Do I have that one? Because that one really shows what the sacrifice is of being on disability benefits. You're going to find it. And I'm way off topic. Let's make sure I'm still on topic. Pros and cons, tips for success, how to build a business while on ODSP. Yes, my rant about a bookkeeping software. Yes, that fits. Mindset shifts. Okay, so here are a few reasons why people might be offended or defensive. For what? Complex topic. The way people react to the idea of taking responsibility greatly depends on personal experiences. I'm reading my notes. Like I planned this episode like weeks ago because I didn't know how active chat would be. I didn't know if I'd be talking by myself. So I wanted enough content to paint the whole picture of you're a person on disability, you're eligible for disability benefits, specifically Ontario Disability Support Program. You go through a wave of emotions that the non-disabled person does not understand at all. And oh yeah, you have a caseworker who threatens to suspend your file in any given week that they can. Like Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 or 5 p.m., a caseworker can go into your file and push a button and cause havoc for you. And oh yeah, the CRA could do it too. I have 2 government agencies literally up my butt and around the corner watching what I do next. Overcoming. Oh, okay. So it says overcoming the psychological challenges. Talk about the mental and emotional barriers you had to overcome, such as doubts about your abilities, fear of failure, fear of success, or stigma surrounding disability and entrepreneurship. I think I went over all of those right now. Oh, and I wrote here that I was brainwashed to believe the farce of systemic beliefs around disability and being on ODSP. I got sick and tired and I started asking different questions that I had to search for the next positive, spiritual, logical answer. Yeah, this is the whole purpose of these episodes. So y'all know the journey is real. The rewards in the journey are real. The intention of the journey is still the intention of the journey. Becoming a millionaire where I have too many assets where disability says I'm no longer eligible. And it comes with develop a growth mindset. Explain the shift in mindset that helped you persist, such as focusing on learning opportunities, viewing setbacks as part of the process, and developing resilience. Yeah. Remember how I said sometimes I'll wake up one morning and some issues on my disability file and I'll cuss out and use a lot of swear words and I have to calm down and figure out a strategy to go into my disability office to solve the problem so I have a solution so I can make sure rent is paid next month. Yeah, that's the resilience. You get knocked down 7 times, you get back 8. You literally keep moving forward. If you're on disability and you don't move past getting your basic shelter allowance and your basic living expenses for the $1,368 a month, you're not growing. And if you don't grow, plants, if they're not able to grow, what happens to them? They go back into the ground and they're dirt all over again. We're not trying to do that. I need to grow as a person, be a different person. So when I walk into the disability office and the caseworker says, hey, you have too much assets. Depending on the caseworker, some caseworkers are really nice about it. Some caseworkers are not nice about it. Some caseworkers are really judgmental, miserable people. So the day I get the letter that I have too much assets and I have to go into the office to sign paperwork to close my file and I get a miserable caseworker on the other end, I need to go in there with a really super positive, resilient mindset to counteract their negative judgment, stigma, nonsense they throw at me. And they do it through a stupid glass that looks like a prison movie, where they slide everything on a little piece of paper underneath the glass. That's the environment I have to deal with. And assets, treatment of assets. It's a single person assets are $40,000, couples are $50,000. Then you can have life insurance of $100,000 or funds held in a trust. I want that number to be so big, they have no idea how it happened. Like, yeah. Managing stress and mental health. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good with that. Addressing strategies for coping with stress of running a business while managing a disability, such as maintaining a routine, asking for help, and taking care of your mental health. It is really a complex topic, and the way people react to the idea of taking responsibility can vary greatly depending on the personal experience, values, circumstances. When someone on disability benefits hears that they need to take responsibility for their own life, it can feel like a harsh critic of their situation, even an invalidating of the struggles. No, I know the struggles are there. I know, I live through the struggle. I know it's there, but I cannot let the struggle consume me. Because if the struggle consumes me, I don't show up for this show. Remember, I'm literally the only person out there right now actually educating you. What does it say in the disability policy and how can you use that to make your life move forward? There isn't anybody else doing it. I looked so hard that a charity wants me to create a program to teach you this. That's so I know nobody's doing the special skill that I have. And then we have to go into a business agreement that's a win for me and a win for them. So I have other people teaching you what I know. So you could actually be empowered to have the day you walk into your disability office and be like, hey, I don't need your income support no more. Can we talk about extended health benefits or transitional health benefits? Like ODSP gives you $500 called transitional health benefits. No, hold on. That's not the name of it. Where did I put it? Great. I have to find it. Edition. Okay, here. So employment starter benefit, $500. We talked about that. Section 9.1. Work-related benefit, section 9.18, $100. We talked about it already. Section 9.17, employment transition benefits, $500. This is what they give you for leaving ODSP. Let's read about it. Oh, okay, we're on track. I'm just checking my notes. We're on track. I mean, I've been a little bit off topic, but it's perfectly fine. We're still on track. Okay, here. Employment transition benefits. Recipients who exit income support due to income from employment, training, or operating of a business are eligible to receive an employment transition benefit to assist in the transition from ODSP to employment. Recipients who exit income support due to income, which includes earnings from employment or training, net positive income from operating a business, are eligible to receive the employment transition benefit. Benefit unit must, in the opinion of the director, be ineligible for income support for 2 months or more to be eligible to receive the benefit. Okay, that's a good target. That's a really, really good target. That means I have 60 days to prove I can leave ODSP. Okay, that's fantastic. That I like how they made that more clear. That was not clear before. That's why I'm happy about it. It wasn't clear before. The employment transition benefit is a lump sum payment of $500 available only once in any 12-month period. Okay. In any 12-month period. So you prove you're off of it for 2 months. Then they give you $500 for leaving to encourage the recipient to move toward financial independence. See, they even want you to move towards financial independence. Why are you operating at a basic level? And I said that so loud. I said that a little loud. And to ease the transition from ODSP income support to employment or self-employment. They want you to do it. They want, I don't understand. They want you to leave. They'll pay you to leave. And we're worried about doing the bare minimum to stay on benefits. Okay, application, policy eligibility. Oh, okay, there's more stuff. See, when did they update this thing? 2023. So, yeah, I'm surprised again. So, August 2nd, 2023, they updated Section 9.17, Employment Transitional Benefits, where to encourage recipients to move towards financial independence and to ease the transition from ODSP income support to employment or self-employment. Remember I said I want them to give me the letter I have too much income? And they fully said, if you can consistently do this for 2 months or more to be eligible to receive the benefit, we know my finished target. I need to put a date on it, and then we'll handle it in my accountability power hour, accountability buddy partner system that I have put in place for 2025. And I want to make it happen. And to ensure the accountability stays on track, I will make updates on my YouTube channel. And then anybody else on ODSP who's acting like, oh, this is not, I'm breaking so many limiting beliefs of the system. It's unbelievable. It fully set to move toward financial independence. Right here. I could zoom in and make it bigger, but it's right here. It's highlighted in blue, and then now it looks like white text. Move toward financial independence. This is the Policy Directive Ontario Disability Support Program. Everywhere on here says something of ODSP, and then if you highlight over ODSP, it says Ontario Disability Support Program. So we're definitely on the same topic of conversation. The employment transitional benefit is available to recipients who cease to be eligible for ODSP income support under the following conditions. This is the juicy stuff we need to know. The income of the recipient benefit unit equals or exceeds its budgetary requirements. The income includes earnings from employment or training program or net income from self-employment. I like how they know it's net positive income, because caseworkers, they mix up the gross income with the net income all the time. This gives me more power when I go into the office, and if somebody wants to mess up the income line of my file, I can remind them your policy says net positive income. The director is of the opinion that the benefit unit income will continue to equal or exceed its budgetary requirements for at least 2 months. Okay, so we'll have to go back to the spreadsheet calculator to figure out how much that is. At least for me, my number is different. My specific number is different. The benefit unit has not received the employment transitional benefit in the previous 12 months. A dependent adult whose employment earnings have made him or her financially independent is not eligible for the employment transition benefit. Okay, so like how there's families, they have adult children, then they have children that are working. Okay, totally get it. Because remember, the benefit unit, it's a single person with a child, a couple with a child, and then each dependent child to adult in the house. For me, I'm single, not married, no children, so I only have to focus on me exceeding the goal of at least 2 months where my income exceeds the budgetary requirements. The budgetary requirements is how much you get from ODSP income support. This is where we go back to that spreadsheet and you see it. Oh, it has an example. Oh, this is nice. Recipient is paid from her job on a bi-weekly basis. Her monthly earnings when she receives 2 paychecks in a month do not exceed the benefit unit's budgetary requirements. However, in August 2012, she received 3 paychecks, making the benefit unit ineligible for September. Because the recipient is paid bi-weekly, the caseworker knows that in September she will have only 2 paychecks and her earnings will not exceed budgetary requirements for the following month. The benefit unit is only temporarily ineligible for 1 month. As such, the benefit unit is not eligible for the employment transitional benefit. Oh, really? They really want to make sure it's 2 months or more. Okay. So Fitness IQ, we have homework. We have some homework to do. A spouse in a benefit unit starts a full-time job on March 1st, 2013. His earnings for March 1st to 31st are reported as exceeded budgetary requirements for the benefit unit for April 2013. The spouse expects to continue his full-time job on an ongoing basis. Caseworker is of the opinion that the benefit unit's earnings will continue to exceed budgetary requirements for at least 2 months. As such, the benefit unit is eligible for the employment transitional benefit, assuming they meet all criteria. Recovery of the benefit. Yeah, man, how do I get my money? If it is determined that the benefit unit that received the employment transitional benefit was in fact not eligible to receive employment transitional benefit, then an overpayment is established. They love giving out overpayments. I said that with a Jamaican accent, but it didn't sound like a Jamaican accent. Okay. However, if a member of the benefit unit unexpectedly loses his or her job, an example, due to his or her disability, layoff, etc., within a 2-month period, an overpayment should not be established. Okay. They really make things like really down to the detailed scenario nuance of the situation. The benefit unit was still eligible to receive the employment transitional benefit since the information available to the client and the caseworker at the time the decision was made was that the benefit unit would continue to have income greater than the budgetary requirement. An overpayment for the employment transitional benefit should be established only in circumstances where information was reasonably available to the client that his or her income would not exceed budgetary requirements for at least 2 months. So my face, you couldn't see my face when I'm reading the document. So those specific details of at least 2 months or 2 months or more, when I read section 9.7, like between 2020 and now, wasn't there. The two examples we read of one of the individual with a 3 paycheck month and a 2 paycheck month, and then the spouse who's working and the whole household is on disability, and his income determines if they're eligible or not eligible for the benefit. And then they have to make sure that if you're eligible for it, you have to maintain being eligible for it, that you don't trigger the overpayment where you have to pay them back the $500. All those details wasn't there before, which this changes how I plan my income in my business. This is also why I said, do not do the bare minimum. Because it's already said, if you do the bare, let's say you don't continually maintain your income above what you get from disability, they can trigger an overpayment because you're not maintaining success. That's basically what it just said. If you don't maintain a successful record for 2 months or more, and you're trying to get the transition benefit to leave disability benefits, you pay them back. It's almost like Monopoly's $200 straight to jail. Do not collect $200. Remember, when I played Monopoly, I didn't know you're supposed to buy property and buy hotels and move up the ladder. I was only focused on collecting my $200 and not land in jail. And I would try to spin a roll to always pass it. Most of the time I got it. But this game of Monopoly, your goal is to have excess assets or income that you're no longer eligible for disability. Like that is what we're doing. Like, I can't even explain it to you. Like, yes. Oh, I didn't even see Michael's question. Yeah, if you become a landlord, ODSP decides that income calculation exemption rule is different than employment income or self-employment income. Rental income is treated differently in the policy of ODSP. It's completely different. Like the 40-60 split of rental income, yeah, it's a different environment. And then you remember, you're trying to be a landlord, and then you're on disability, so you have to choose which master are you following. Okay, great. ODSP has this rule. Okay, they also say that you get employment transitional benefits if you can maintain being a landlord for 2 months. And then you have to figure out if rental income qualifies for the employment transitional benefit, because the scenario for the employment transitional is they only said it's for training income, employment income, self-employment. It doesn't say anything in there for you being a landlord and your landlord income exceeds the budgetary requirements of ODSP, assuming you're getting $1,368 a month. And then I have to go back into the spreadsheet to show you what the budgetary requirement is, so you see how the math works. And to think about my spreadsheet, you would think the government of Ontario would have it on their website. They do not. So me, who barely went back to college to finish math and English to go into a college business program, I got my A- and A+. I forgot which one was for which. I don't remember A- for math or A+ was for English. Either way, I got A's, finished my GED credits. I got into my program early. Then I had to pull out because I didn't have enough money to continue paying for tuition. Now, but we have a target. So if I can, oh yeah. So I don't like OSAP disability requirements through OSAP or through ODSP. They make it very difficult if you're a student going back to school and you get OSAP and then you apply to OSAP as a student with a disability to get the bursaries and grants in it. And ideally, you want enough bursaries and grants from OSAP to pay for your entire college education. And then ODSP says if you're working part-time while you're in school full-time, you keep all of your benefits from ODSP and your employment while you're in full-time school. But the way OSAP application operates, they have to specifically categorize the money they give you as educational costs. But because they know, it's like the system is doing this weird math calculation in OSAP. They sometimes give you more money in OSAP, where ODSP says the more money you get from OSAP to go back to college full time as income, and then they deduct that amount from OSAP from your disability amount. So I learned for me to go back to school full time, pay off all my credit cards, save money, go back to school, because of the way if I have available credit, my own cash, going back to school, I'm in full control. I don't know if you notice the theme is like, I like to be in control because I'm sick and tired of the government being in control. The amount of things we read today of the policy directive of disability and every little thing that they get their hands into, I don't want that no more. I don't. And now I just set myself on this loud announcement goal that I need to maintain my income. So ODSP says I qualify for the employment transitional benefit. So then I didn't even show it to you. Oh, spreadsheet first, then I show you health benefits, extended benefits, transitional benefits, when you make too much money to be eligible for regular disability health benefits. Okay, back to the spreadsheet. So I get from disability right now $1,659.85. Yes, it's down to the penny exactly how much I get. And I zoom out a little. Okay, so if I make $1,000, I still get my $1,659.85. Reason is this much. Here is a pay stub. They take back $79.15 for the recovery of the overpayment, because of the overpayment I collected 5 years ago. Okay, so now, and then in July, this number will be different because ODSP increases with inflation in July, assuming inflation increased from January to July. If it does not increase, this number stays the same. Let's say it increases like it did last time by $60. Then my ODSP becomes $17.19.85. And then sometimes the system will collect on my overpayment the $100 work-related benefit. So remember the whole standard deductions and net income, positive income in business, section 5.4. So if my business makes $100 to qualify for, so net profit $100, and then it triggers into the system, I qualify for the work-related benefit. But because there's a balance owing on the overpayment and they need to recover the overpayment, they recover it either directly, the minimum payment of $79.15. This amount also increases with inflation. It's super annoying. It increases in inflation by like $5 every year, because all the past pay stubs, I used to have each pay stub on a spreadsheet and it would go up by $5 or $10 increasing. So if, let's say inflation does not increase the amount I get from ODSP and I'm still back at $1,659.85, then I make enough money in my business to qualify for the $100 work-related benefit. They'll collect back $179.15. They did that for December. December, I earned net profit $315 in my business. Then when I sent in my income report to the disability office, the system said I had my $100 because they took longer to process it. And the caseworker that should have been my caseworker to process it early before the deadline, she was gone. She's not my caseworker. So then I had to call the backup caseworker to go in there and change it. And then he emailed me back in the system that, hey, my $100 work-related benefit got eaten up by his system because I'm in arrears, and it's just an annoying thing. It's something I know that happens, and I'm prepared to have it happen because you see me read these policies. I know what's supposed to happen. I'm prepared for it. I just don't like have to deal with it, but I deal with it and move on. So right now, let's say the next 6 months, if I can maintain earning $3,250 net income in my business for 2 months, then I qualify for the $500. Wait, no, wrong amount. I still get $75.35. I have to make more than that. I have to make 3,500. So I have to make 3,500 for 2 months in a row net income. Then ODSP will reduce my payment by $1,875. And it may trigger an overpayment of $115 or not. It depends on when a caseworker goes into my file and processes my file from the income report. These are all the things I have to pay attention to all the time. Luckily, I wrote it down in a spreadsheet. Oh, I had my pay stub down here the whole time. Great. Okay, so this is how I operate with ODSP. I know my pay stubs I should be getting. Then we operate with all the rules. These are all the links to the policy directive for most of them. Then I added a separate calculator to calculate the payment payoff date for the overpayment. Then this section down here in the spreadsheet calculates all the income I'm eligible to have while being on disability. And I should change this number down here. Selecting from the Okay. So I'm allowed to make $1,000 a month. Then they should or may not give me the $100 work-related benefit. If there's a 12-month period where I get it every single time and there's not a giant mass system override or a caseworker actually processes my income on time before the cutoff date, then I get a $100 work-related benefit. Because August, I got the $100 work-related benefit, August 2024. And December last year, I got it. For December 2023. Yeah, there's some months I get it, some months I don't get it. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Then I'm allowed $833 a month in gifts and voluntary payments. This is the magical thing, because if a gift comes into me from mom, dad, or grandma, or honorariums from charity organizations that I'm advisory committee or task force or any of the things they need for the charity organization, what role they have, and some volunteering. It kind of depends. And then even that, oh yeah, that changed too. Damn it. So as I'm saying something that was true in the policy, I learned something this yesterday or this morning that is no longer true, because they changed in treatment of income honorariums that they didn't put in section 5.8 gifts and voluntary payments. And that's how living on Ontario Disability Program works, with knowing the policy. Like, there's some people who told themselves the policy is too hard to find, it's too hard to read, too hard to do, everything difficult, too hard about the policy, when the policy controls your entire life. And here I am. How long have I been talking? 2 hours. Okay, we reached our maximum time limit, because now I'm just going to end up repeating myself. It is not difficult to read the policy directive. I read it to you. You saw the words are in English. They're in English. Most of those words you can look up in the dictionary for the meaning of. We're not reading Ontario Disability Support Act 1997. I know, I took a look, 2 hours. Because I planned this for 2 hours, and because we had really good chat engagement, which was nice, people asking questions, and Michael asking about rental income, being on ODSP, and Diana asking about the microphone to build her YouTube channel. I'm really happy for everybody that was here. Aw, thank you, hun. Aw, thank you. Very appreciate you staying. Great. I forgot I was gonna close out the show. Yeah, the policy is not hard to read. It's not. Think about what's difficult to read with the policy is how to plan your life and operate your life within the policy. That is the difficult part. But I have some ideas for myself. I will. Oh, okay. So the 12-week year, book, I forgot who wrote the book of 12-week year, but that book can help me make 12-week action plans. So like you break it down day by day of tasks that you would do that move you towards your goal forward. So if my goal is to maintain net income above this number for 2 months, I'm not exactly sure. So I basically have to make $3,500 for 2 months, which is net income. I have expenses. So that's the thing. So if I'm making divided it by 30%. No, that's not it. 3%. That's not it. Wait, what? I make $10,000 in revenue. Yeah, that would double. That, yeah, 3,000 times 2 is 7,000, but that's what I'm trying to do. Nope. Okay. Something like that. Because for me to maintain my business operations and expenses to run my business, I need to figure out what the number is. So if I make 7,000 and I do 50%, we'll do that one. Yeah, the numbers, it kind of depends on what is my expenses. Even that, but that doesn't, I still stay on disability at $3,000. Yeah, so me and my accountability partner, Fitness IQ Cam, will work out the numbers to figure out what I need to focus on month to month to be on track to exceed 2 months or more, making income above $1,600 from ODSP, so I transition off of it. And after July, the numbers would be different because it would either change or not change with inflation. But that would be the goal I always continuously work on. So eventually, we have a whole different conversation in the live streams. So, oh, my other thumbnail. Yeah, I don't know. The thumbnail that's there, I like it, but I also like this one. So we'll see which one is the thumbnail or not the thumbnail, or maybe they rotate the thumbnail. I'll figure out what YouTube can do because I like both my thumbnails. But then maybe I'll use this next time on the next live stream. Yeah, just my channel is growing because I'm improving my skills and I'm investing into the channel and investing in delivering better content. And navigating disability is not the easiest thing for anybody anywhere in the world who's on disability benefits, because it's not just we have to function like we don't have a disability. We have to worry about what the disability insurance benefit policy says for us when it comes to our income and assets and how we live our life. And they're stressful. And it only works out when you plan your goals. Like there's a SMART goals and there's 12-week year, and there's different ways of planning goals for your life that I really encourage people to work on. And for people that are in Ontario and you're on Ontario Disability Support Program, take the time to read the policy. And you knowing what's in the policy and you don't do anything to change your life, that's a you problem, straight up. That, because it's you grow when you read the policy. I do every single time I grow, and I'm like, what? I didn't know that. And then I have to adjust my mindset every time I read the policy. Like you saw it today. I read something in the policy and you heard me react to it, and I was either upset with it or inspired by it. It's part of the process. That's what I have for you right now. I am done for the night. It was really good to see everybody here, and I'll see you on the next one. I like to try to do this every 2 weeks. So I think the next one is February 14 on the calendar. I'll let you know because I also kind of want to make my show layout outline for topics and presentation maybe a little shorter. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Um, watch the replay, share it with friends you know on disability who's on Ontario Disability Support Program. They may learn something about the policy directives. Buy Me a Coffee has my spreadsheet with all the math and calculations of how much money you can make while still receiving your benefits. The links to everything in the policy so you can go read it yourself and be informed and empowered to move forward to financial independence. Not only does God say so, the policy says so. So, yeah, go out there and achieve financial independence and live a better life. And I'll see you in the next one. Smooches. Bye.